In the dimly lit tent, Sarai's heart ached with the weight of barrenness. The air was thick with unspoken grief as she turned to Abram, her voice trembling. "The Lord has kept me from having children. Go, sleep with my servant Hagar. Perhaps I can build a family through her." Hagar knelt silently, her eyes downcast, her fate sealed by a desperate plea. The flickering lamplight cast shadows of resignation on her face, a young Egyptian woman caught in the turmoil of a promise unfulfilled. Weeks turned to months, and Hagar's belly swelled with life, a life Sarai could not conceive. The air grew heavy with bitterness as Hagar's eyes gleamed with quiet triumph. Sarai's hands clenched the folds of her robe, her voice sharp as flint. "You've become contemptuous now that you're pregnant." Abram stood caught between them, his beard streaked with silver, his face etched with conflict. The harmony of the household unraveled like a frayed rope under tension. A desert stretched endlessly before Hagar, a sea of sand and stone under a merciless sun. Her feet, bare and blistered, carried her away from Sarai's harsh words, away from the only home she knew. The wind whispered through the rocks, a lonely chorus to her tears. She stumbled forward, her tattered robe snagging on thorn bushes, her heart pounding with fear and freedom. Somewhere behind her, the tents of Abram's camp disappeared into the shimmering haze. At a desert spring, where water bubbled unexpectedly from the earth, Hagar collapsed in exhaustion. Then, light, radiant, overwhelming. An angel of the Lord stood before her, his presence making the very air hum. "Hagar, servant of Sarai, where have you come from, and where are you going?" His voice was neither harsh nor gentle, but undeniable. Hagar trembled, her fingers digging into the damp earth, as the divine messenger spoke again. "Return to your mistress and submit to her." The angel's words continued, weaving a future Hagar could scarcely imagine. "I will increase your descendants so much that they will be too numerous to count." Her breath caught. This child would be more than a servant's son. He would be the father of nations. Overwhelmed, she whispered, "You are El Roi, the God who sees me." For in this desolate place, she had been seen, known, and chosen. The beam of divine light faded, leaving only the imprint of holiness on her soul. The journey back was longer than the flight out. Each step weighed heavy with uncertainty. When Abram's tents appeared on the horizon, Hagar paused, her hand resting on her unborn child. Sarai would be waiting. The angel's command echoed in her mind, but so did the promise. She squared her shoulders and walked forward. At the tent entrance, Abram met her eyes, relief and sorrow mingling in his gaze. Sarai stood behind him, her expression unreadable. The household held its breath. When the pains came, Hagar bit back cries that might have summoned Sarai. Alone, but for the midwife, she brought forth Abram's firstborn, a son with a destiny. As she cradled Ishmael, his tiny fingers curled around hers. She marveled at the weight of prophecy in her arms. Abram knelt beside them, his calloused hands trembling as he touched the boy's forehead. Joy, pride, and unspoken tension filled the space between them. In the shadows, Sarai turned away. Years later, laughter rang through the camp. Sarah's laughter, as she held her own miraculous son Isaac. But another laugh, sharp and mocking, cut through the celebration. Ishmael, now a robust teenager, pointed at his little brother. "Look at him playing with Papa's staff, like he'll ever lead anything." Sarah's face darkened. "Drive out that slave woman and her son," she demanded of Abraham. The old patriarch's shoulders slumped as he reached for bread and a knife. The desert was crueler this time. Hagar's water skin long empty, she dragged Ishmael beneath the scant shade of a broom tree. His lips were cracked, his breathing shallow. "Don't let me look at the boy die," she sobbed, rocking him as if he were still small. The heat blurred her vision. Or were those tears? She laid him down gently, then stumbled away, collapsing into the dust. The God who saw her once, did he see her now? The wind carried no answer. Then, a voice. Not wind, not hallucination. "What troubles you, Hagar? Do not fear." Her eyes flew open. There, where only sand had been, water gushed from the earth. She scrambled forward, cupping it to Ishmael's lips. As he revived, the voice continued, "I will make him into a great nation." She looked up, but saw only the vast blue sky, and in that moment, knew. El Roy had seen them again. The well became their refuge, the first chapter in Ishmael's legacy.